Let's apply some of what we learned to implement a quick words frequency counter. Over here, I have a piece of text that is spread over multiple lines. And now what I need to do is basically figure out how often does each word occur in this paragraph. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is create a dictionary, and I'm going to call it words counter. This is going to be empty. Now I'm going to loop over each word in the text after we split it. Now the split function basically returns a list of all the strings, and by default it splits it at the white spaces. So you could also provide your own separator if you would like, but we're just going to use the default separator over here. Just to show you what that would generate would be something like this: print word. Actually, let me do it over here. So if I print words or text.split, we should get back, let me uncomment or comment this out actually first. We get back this list over here. So now that we know we're getting a list, let me go back to our example here. So let me move this in. All right, so we're looping over each word in that text after we split it, such that each word is a separate item in this list. Now what I'm going to need to do is first I'm going to check if that word exists in the words counter dictionary. Then we're going to ask you to increase the words counter at that word. So we're basically accessing that key and we're increasing it by 1. Else, if that word does not exist, then we want you to set the words counter for this word to 1. Over here, if I went ahead and printed what does the words counter look like, it should look like this, where here's each word that I have and how many times it occurred in this paragraph. Now we could make this a little bit shorter by using the get function instead. So over here, instead of checking if the word exists or not, we could do something like this. For each word, we just want you to go into the words counter at this value, and we want you to set it to words counter.get, and if you can't find anything, just return 0 plus 1, and in that case we can get rid of all of this right here. So let's take a look again. For every word in this text split, we are gonna check, does this word already exist? If it does, return that number, and we're gonna add 1 to it. However, if it does not exist, return 0, that's your default value, and we're gonna add 1 to it. And if I execute the cell now, it should give you exactly the same result as before. Now let's see what happened here, because I'm getting different numbers. I'm almost getting actually doubles. What happened here is because I executed this after this had already ran, what we were doing here is doubling those values. I really should have just done this in a separate variable just to demonstrate the idea. But let me go ahead and fix that. So let me redefine words counter to be an empty dictionary. And now if I execute this, we get the correct values. Now over here, I'm resetting the words counter. So I'm basically emptying it out, or I could also do the clear, which will empty the words counter. And then we're gonna loop over the words and basically do the same thing over again. If I run this, now we should get the same values again.